Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to continue our conversation about the polynomial. Some students might wonder, we actually spent a lot of time on polynomial already. Yes, you're right. Polynomial is actually has a lot of topics and it's very big unit. So that's why we actually break down in a lot of details to discuss the features and a lot of new things about this topic. Today we actually combine something we learned before. So today we are going to talk about the operations of polynomial. So when you see the word operation, the first thing probably you're thinking, operation is very basic operation we always say are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So actually this topic we actually are going to discuss how do we add polynomial, how do we subtract polynomial, multiply, and the last part is divide. So the only one thing a little bit new might be the division part. So for addition, just want to quickly remind you, for example, if I working on something like this, you can consider this is a first polynomial. And then if we need to add a second polynomial. So without even teaching you, I guess many of you already figure out, hey, this is just combined like term. Yes, you're right. This is exactly how do we add, subtract polynomials. We just need to combine like terms for adding or subtracting polynomials. For multiplication will be a little bit different. So we're going to discuss more details later. So let's check our first example. As you can see, the first one, we have two polynomials. The only difference you can see more in this unit, probably just this kind of symbol, just indicate different kind of polynomial. But it's actually very, very similar to the things we learned before. And then the question actually to create or find s of x. And the definition for s of x is px minus qx. So basically, we just need to subtract these two polynomials. So when we do this, of course you can, which is also a great idea, you can just pause the video and check what your answer will be. So as we can see here, we can just simplify this by plug everything in. So as you can see, whenever we see a negative symbol in front of principal or parentheses, it's actually indicate there is an invisible negative one. So we're actually using distributive property to separate everything. Then all we need to do, so now we are actually looking at, so negative, negative becomes positive, negative, negative, positive, and the last part is positive 8 times negative 1 is going to be this. Sometimes some students prefer list everything vertically, and then they just line up to add everything together. So it's like, oh, okay, we are adding them. So all we need to do is negative x squared plus 7, 6, and then 3, the last part, negative 11. So all we need to do can write down the answer like this way. So you can definitely choose whatever the way you like. Some students prefer using different color or different symbol to underline the combine the like terms to get the final answer. So no matter which way you like, as long as we check the sign first, and then simplify by combining. So pay attention to exactly what are the terms, what terms they are actually like terms, and that's it. And most likely you are going to get the right answer. So, however, today we are going to spend a little bit of time on multiplying polynomials. So let's check when we deal with multiplying polynomials, what are the cases? So the very first thing, I provided two simple polynomials. As you can see, this one, the degree is 1, so it's only the highest degree. Exponents 1, this is 2. So it's actually the one we learned before. So for example, we are looking for, so don't be afraid whenever you see this kind of symbol is confusing you. If you pay attention here, this is little dot here meaning multiplication, and this one meaning, so all we need to do is plug in everything, just like substitute whatever definition for each polynomial. So the reason I gave you example, so I just want to quickly remind you the way we did before. So one is distributive property. So basically, I multiply everything like this. So as you can see, each term is going to multiply these two terms. And you can see 3 terms here, multiply these 2 terms. Or some students write down. So one way is called distributive property. I'm not going to go to detail for the example because we went over this kind of thing before. You can definitely check the topic in quadratic function. We introduce both ways in those videos. You can review that. And second one is called box method. So for a student, if you still remember, we actually can draw the box since we have 3 terms here. So it's like 1, 2, 3 box here, and then we have 2 here. We just need to draw this one. So then we just list the possible terms we have here. Oh, sorry. So then we just, whenever you see the box, what are the 2 things attached to this box? You just need to multiply them. Finally, very simple, we combine like terms to get the answer. So this one just want to give you a quick review regarding multiplication. And so question is, sometimes we deal with 3 terms or 2 terms simple like this. Sometimes we are dealing with more terms. Then how do we do this? We actually use exactly same way here. So let's check this one. This one we are going to deal with, one is 3 terms, x squared minus 2x minus 7. Another polynomial is gx. Even this is like a long 4 terms. But when we multiply, by the way, when we say to find out the product meaning, you need to multiply both equations, both polynomials, sorry, not equation, both polynomials to find out the answer. So that's just another word to indicate the operation is multiplication. So if we want to multiply, you can definitely still use the way I mentioned. You can use distributive property. Let me write it down. You can just multiply everything, but please do not forget, it might be, do not forget to miss any terms. Sometimes it's always a good idea to follow the terms like 1, 2, 3, 4. All we need to do this, patient. So be patient with this process and multiply everything and write down all the terms. Do not skip any steps. And you are going to repeat the same steps for negative 2x and negative 7. Another way, of course, we can try the box method. So I'm going to demonstrate the box method, but if you prefer this way, go ahead, just use it. So let's see, so since we have 3 terms here, we know this side probably is going to be 3. So let's draw, it's like a 3 rows here, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's erase a little bit extra. Sometimes erasing is going to take out the whole thing. Okay, so let's write down the terms we have. We have negative 2x, negative 7. Again, do not forget the symbol. X to the third, 3x squared, 5x minus 9. So the positive symbol we can see, but negative, never ever forget that. So now, whenever I see the 2 terms attached to this, for example, this 2 is attaching to this box, so we're going to multiply them. X squared times x to the third power is x to the fifth. If you made a mistake saying this is x to the sixth, you are wrong. When we multiply, we adding exponents, so x to the fifth, and then we just continue doing everything like we did before. But again, take it slowly and also pay attention to the symbol and exponent. And then last one. So as you can see, even it looked like long, but it's actually very similar to the one we did before. The only difference probably just a little bit more terms. Negative 2x times negative 9 is going to be 18x. So make sure you check everything. And also last part, and negative 21x squared 35x, and the last one, there's 63. Okay, now we are going to combine like terms. So we just look for which one has same variables with same exponents. Let's use a different color to circle them out. So x to the fifth, of course, there's no more. So next one is going to be, as you can see. So let's write down while we circle them out. Let's write down the first one, x to the fifth. Then 3 minus 2 is going to be plus 1, x to the fourth. And then so x to the third, x to the third, x to the third, we have 3 groups together. And you can see 5 minus 6, -1. -1 plus -7 is -8. So it's minus 8x to the third power. Last, not really last, but we have x squared. Sometimes when you circle them out, do not forget the negative symbol sign here. It's easy to forget them. So -9 minus -10 is -19. -19 minus 21 is going to be -40. Right? So you can use a calculator to double check the coefficients part. Just be careful the symbol when you work on them. Now, the last one, -35, x, 18x. We know that, so if one is positive, one is negative, we're actually doing subtraction, so it's going to be 13x. Last part, for positive 69, there's no more constant. As you can see, the way we write it down like this way, the good part is we already have standard form from the highest exponent to the least one. So that's going to be our question, the answer here. When you multiply them, it's going to be this. So as you can see, there's really nothing new. The only thing we did here is first we use box method and then we just combine like terms. All we need to do, be patient. Be patient with this process, be patient with symbol, the sign, and just, write down the answer as you work on every single part. Okay, so that's all I want to share with you regarding, it's more like a review. Everything here is really nothing new. And only new part is going to be division. We're going to talk about this in the future. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video and study this topic with me. I hope this video is helpful. Take care everyone. See you soon.